Hello, Aries. Welcome. This is a collective spread for a collective spread? A collective, oh, my words are already all confused. A reading for the collective sign of Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising. I meditated on your energy, Aries, and I pulled forth these two cards from my oracle, my mystical shaman oracle deck, just to see what energy we were looking at over the next couple weeks. Today's the 21st, got a new moon, so now's a really good time to reflect on where we are, what we've done, and bring forth new intentions. So it's interesting that the two cards that pulled up for you from the Shaman Oracle were the lower world, right here. Bring that in a little closer. And the rattle. And so what's interesting about this deck is in this deck, the lower world is kind of what it looks like, right? So it looks like the underworld. It talks about the collective subconscious, going within, looking to our past, and looking at aspects of our past, aspects of ourselves, our lower energies, maybe things that we don't like about ourselves. But the thing that's really interesting about this card is that it really asks you to take a look at your past, take a look at things you may not like, and acknowledge that maybe those experiences were life lessons. Maybe those experiences are gifts, are places where we are given the opportunity to transform things that we find unappealing and turn them into something positive. So it's a really heady card, right? So it's not just looking at your own actions, but it also invites you to compare your own past to maybe the past of your ancestors, and it gives you the opportunity to learn karmic lessons, basically, and to move forward, in a way that not only benefits you, but benefits your ancestral line as well. So it's important at this time to reflect on the past, but to understand that you have the power to move forward, so you can honor your past, honor the mistakes you made, and use those as an impetus and energy to bring you forward into the future. And that's where the rattle comes in. So this rattle is like, we all know about shamanistic techniques and having that rattle that you shake in all the different directions, north, south, east, and west, and you summon spirit with the rattle. And what's interesting is that the rattle makes a lot of noise, right? So you're calling, you're saying, hey, I'm calling attention to myself, spirit, guide me, notice me, and you use that power to manifest your intentions into the future. The thing that's interesting about this card is that it reminds you that while you can make a lot of noise when you're manifesting, it is a lot more powerful to subdue that energy and to whisper instead of shout. So it's hard for me to explain what I want to say. Sometimes when we shout and we scream and we say, hey, look at me, and this is what I want, it comes from a very childlike, immature emotion. When we quiet ourselves and we use our power to manifest and to bring into existence what we want, if we can do that from a place of not just looking at what we want as a child would do, but looking at how our desires might benefit the greater good, that's when we really manifest magic, and when we create really good karma, and when we get the universe behind us wanting to help us. So the universe and spirit is most happy to help you along with your goals and dreams when you come at them from a place of not selfishness, but a place of how it can benefit everyone, not just you, your family, your society, your community, maybe even the world. And all that stuff does eventually benefit the world, right? You start small, you start local, and then go global, as the old hippie saying goes. So, so these are your shaman, oracle, spirit cards, and these are talking about, a more deeper level of what energy you're looking at right now. So let's draw some cards, and we'll look at what you can expect for the next couple weeks. Let's draw some tarot. I'm going to use the Spellcaster's tarot deck to draw your cards for the next, week and a half, basically, from now till the end of April. It might bleed over a little bit into May, but we'll see. Okay. What's coming towards Aries in the next week and a half? What's coming towards Aries in the second half of April? Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising, please. Okay, I think we're good. Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising. Okay. First card out is the Ten of Swords. Second card out is the Magician. Oops, and I dropped that card. Let me pull it up. Third card out is the Eight of Discs. And with the Five of Discs. Okay, so the energy that's coming towards you in the next week and a half or so is the Ten of Swords. So the Ten of Swords is we'll pull clarifiers in a few minutes, but Ten of Swords is basically the end of a bad situation. So whatever has gotten to the point with you that you can't take it anymore. At least we know that it's ending, right? So that's good. But you're going to feel a little frustrated over the next week and a half or so, the next week. Just understand that is it is the end of the cycle, and it's not going to last forever. This position is what you need to kind of be aware of, and what energies are surrounding you as well right now, what you need to keep in mind. And you got the Magician, and what that's saying is that you are really, again, just like we had the rattle here, you're in a place where you're able to summon forth spirit and energies and manifest right now. So you're in a pretty strong place right now for manifestation. So it's going to be key for you to keep your intentions positive as you manifest, because the Magician can sometimes have a little bit of a selfish streak to him, trickster streak to him, mischievous streak to him, and you want to try to avoid that. You want to make sure that your intentions are for the greater good as you manifest. This is going to take you we move into the Eight of Pentacles, and which is kind of like your advice card in this spread, and it's telling you to put the work in. So you can see in this card, it's an interesting Eight of Pentacles card. It's raining, and this man is creating shelter for his dog and his little squirrel there, and there's money bags and gems, and he's working in the rain, and he's building that foundation, and he's making steady work of it, and he's building his little house. So we're really talking about doing the work. There is no way around it. But if you do the work, you will be successful, because the Eight of Discs is a very good portent of success when it comes to work. So if you put the work in, you will be successful. But it is a time of work, so you do need to put the work in. We end with the Five of Discs, and we're going to pull clarifiers on that. Sometimes the Five of Discs for me is just worry, and when we compare it to the cards here, that's the sense that I'm getting out of this Five of Discs position right now, is that you're just worried that you're going to be left out in the cold, and that you're not going to be able to make what you want to make happen. But we've got that Eight of Discs card showing, so this is very much a time of where you're going to need to put the work in. If you don't put the work in, you won't. It's not going to happen. So you can dream, you can think of how things were in the past, or think of how you wished things could have been different. But now is not the time to sit there and dwell on how you wished things could have been different. Nothing goes your way. This is not the time to sit there and think those kind of thoughts. Nothing ever goes my way, so nothing, I don't get anything good. That's not the time. Now is not the time to think that way. It's really important that you focus on the future right now and put the work in, because the Five of Discs is very much a card of, not of failure, but of fear of failure, right? So more of a worry. You're worried about not being able to have your needs met, but it's more of a worry card. It's not an actuality card. And with the Magician and the Eight of Discs, this is saying that now is really the time for you to focus, and if you focus, you will be successful. So let's pull some clarifiers. I'm going to pull some clarifiers with the Witch's Tarot. Actually, let me just pull some clarifiers with regular traditional Rider-Waite deck. Getting more pulled towards this deck. Okay, so this is for Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising. Okay, please clarify for me that Ten of Swords. What's that Ten of Swords about, please? What's that Ten of Swords about? Ten of Swords about, please? Page of Cups. All right, what else? Another clarifier, please. What's that Ten of Swords about? Ten of Coins. Okay, so you're worried about money, news about money. I think that some kind of news about money didn't come through for you. You were hoping on news about something that would, some money that would come in, a job that would come in, security that would come in, and it doesn't seem like it's happening for you. That's okay. We're going to move on to clarification on the Magician. So whatever you were hoping for and kind of dreaming about isn't going to happen, but that's okay. Now you need to make a plan for something else, because worrying isn't going to get you there. Worrying isn't going to get that new plan happening or get it off the ground. Let's get a clarifier on that Magician, please. Seven of Swords. Let's get another clarifier on the Magician, please. Queen of Wands. Let's get one more clarifier on the Magician. What's the Magician all about, please? What's that Magician about? What's that Magician about, please? And I threw the cards, dropped the cards again, but there are too many and I'm not going to use those. Put them back in the deck. Put them back in face up. Okay. Let's see if we can get one more clarifier on that. Magician. What's the Magician about? Let's use a different deck. What's the Magician about? Okay, so Spirit doesn't want to give me any more clarifiers, or like you had enough. All right, so we have clarifying the Magician. We have the Seven of Swords and the Queen of Wands, and so I think that there was some underhanded dealings going on in terms of whatever it was that you were hoping to manifest, whatever you were hoping would come through. Something sneaky happened, it didn't go your way. But you have this Queen of Wands energy happening right now, and so you really are in a powerful place right now to communicate and to make what you want to happen. So let me pull some clarifiers on the Eight of Discs. And I'm sorry, this isn't the most wonderful spread of all, but somebody needs to hear this, so I'm going to post it anyway, and I tell it like it is, so I don't make everything super positive. I'm not going to make it all positive, but I just did get a reminder from the cards that you are primarily worrying mostly, and your worries are not reality, so you need to be careful, because the more energy you focus on worrying, the more you're going to bring that energy into your life. So you need to change that energy right now and use the Magician's power and the Queen of Wands to manifest what it is that you want, and to actually take action and to make that happen. Okay, so let's get a clarifier on the Eight of Discs, please. Eight of Discs, the Sun. Sun clarifying the Eight of Discs. All right, let's see what else. Another clarifier on the Eight of Discs, please. Yep, the Nine of Swords. Let's see if we get another clarifier on the Eight of Discs, please. This is just confirming what I was saying earlier. Yep. And the Moon and the Six of Cups coming in as clarifying that Eight of Discs. So yes, you need to put that effort in, right? Because if you put that effort in, your result is going to be the Sun. Healing, teamwork, and I am getting a big sense of communication here. So sometimes the Magician can talk about the need to initiate communications with others and to be masterful in communication. And I feel like that's happening, so you might be needing to make a lot of phone calls to make what you want happen, send emails, that kind of thing. But it is really important, because you are just worrying and stressing over this. So the time to stress and to worry and to think about the past, oh, it was so nice in the past, and now it's not. You need to let that go. That's where we got this overall energy of the lower world as well. That's a energy that focuses on dwelling on the past, and you don't want to be dwelling on the past right now. You want to be using the rattle to make what you want happen in the world. Okay, let's get a clarifier on that Five of Pentacles, please. Clarifier on the Five of Pentacles. I'm going to put this up here because you need to remember the Sun is clarifying that. And we're going to move this up here too, because this is the energy that you want, that Queen of Wands energy. All right, Five of Pentacles, clarifier on the Five of Pentacles, please. Okay, the Empress. And the King of Wands. So, again, these are really positive clarifiers, and it's just telling me what I thought. That, let me see if I get another clarifier. Yeah, so at the bottom of the deck we have the Six of Coins. So this is really a time for you to release any sense of insecurity over how things didn't work out for you in the past. You need to focus on communicating, and you need to get the work done. So you need to actually move forward in terms of you know, I'm getting just a lot of like minutia, right? Pick up the phone, make the appointments, send the emails, look at all the details, and just buckle down and do the work. There is no way around it. You need to just buckle down and do the work, and manifest, because we got the Empress here again, and the Empress is very much a card of being able to create what you want and being able to manifest what you want with love, right? So your challenge here is to move forward from a place of positivity and not have any bitterness in your actions, basically. Like, move forward, and just accept that maybe things didn't work out the way you wanted, and that's a blessing in disguise, right? So stop dwelling on the past, move forward. Let's see what advice does Spirit have for Aries to help Aries move through this time right now? What advice does Spirit have to help Aries move through this time right now? Okay, so you've got the King of Pentacles and the Ace of Discs as your advice to help you move forward. Let's pull another card. What advice does Spirit have to help? Yep, to help Aries move forward, move through this time. The Eight of Wands. Okay, so this is really a time when you're going to need to take on that King of Pentacles energy. You see the King of Pentacles in this deck. He's contemplating that pentacle. He's looking at it. He's saying, he's surveilling everything, and he's making a plan. So the King of Pentacles is very plan-oriented, right? Very solid in the here and the now and the what is. There's no dreaming. There's no fantasy in the King of Pentacles world. And the King of Pentacles is slow but solid and reliable. So I'm thinking your advice here is to go with what you know is safe. Don't make any wild assumptions. Don't get involved in any risky ventures. Go the safe route, because if you can do that, you have the Ace of Pentacles coming into you, which is a really solid new beginning. And you have the Eight of Wands. Oops, sorry, there's my dog. You have the Eight of Wands. Again, talking about that communication that we referenced with the Magician earlier. So when I see the Magician, oftentimes I do get a sense of communication. That is an interpretation that I find true about the Magician. So you do need to get communications going, get conversations going. Don't assume that you know what's going on. Get the facts and ask questions and send emails and make sure that you are getting all the information that you need. If you have to ask questions, go ahead and ask questions, right? Don't be shy. There are no stupid questions, so always do that. I'm going to draw a Moonology card for you as a final oracle card, just to see what to keep in mind as you move through this next week. And again, like I said, not every week is going to be rainbows and kittens and unicorns. Sometimes we just have to get through the week, and that's what this week is going to be like for you. But you are going to be successful. You do have that Empress and the King of Wands coming in, clarifying this this Five of Pentacles. For some of you, I'm getting the sense that you're getting a lot of grief from your parents, which is making you feel left out. I don't know why I'm getting that for some maybe younger people. I'm getting like you're getting a lot of pressure from your parents. And just know that it's coming from a place of love, if that is how it is, and you just need to buckle down and do the work. You're going to be okay. But that's just for a small group of people. I'm kind of getting that. Where you feel like, everything's against you, but it's really not. This is just a time when you're being told to, step up, face the truth, look at your actions in the past and see how they may not have benefited you, and put those to an end and move forward. And if you can move forward with a sense of optimism and kindness, you're going to do great. Okay, let's see. What does Aries need to keep in mind moving forward? Okay, and the card you got, Aries, is Hold Your Vision. Okay, hold your vision. And I got to say that I was a little reluctant to do a spread for Aries today. I just didn't want to do it. But then I felt, wow, I really don't want to do it, which means I should push through that fear and do it, because somebody needs to hear this message. So I think that for whoever needs to hear this message, whoever it is that's having a hard time right now, you just keep in mind that it's okay. We all go through phases. And it's good, it's fine. You reassess the past, you look at where you were, look at it objectively, and then move forward. So let's see. I'm going to read directly from the book because these Moonology cards are a little new to me, and I don't like to miss anything that the book says because I find it really helpful. And even though I have my own familiarity with the cards, I'm always surprised at how when I go back and look at the book, there's something that I forgot, and it rings true. So let me just read this to you. Fixed Moon, Hold Your Vision is the theme of the card. And it says, there are two main possibilities with this card. The first is that you need to stand firm in whatever situation you're in. The second, very different interpretation is that something is stuck. That could well be referring to the situation you're asking about, and that could be that Ten of Swords card that we have. I'm kind of drawing towards that. If the case is that you're stuck, you have to think about what you can do to grease the wheels so that events move forward. Are you being stubborn? If so, that's great, because if you really want things to change, there's a solution. Stop digging your heels in. Be the one to break a deadlock. With two interpretations for this card, it's up to you to decide what's going on and which meaning applies to you. This offers up a chance for you to do some self-reflection, which, I always love how the cards connect. So the self-reflection part that we had here is in that lower world card that we initially pulled. So this is time for you to self-reflect. And the mantra for this card is to say yes. And just say the word a lot and see how it feels. Just say yes. Move yourself, get unstuck. Stop saying no. Stop saying, ugh, I hate this, this isn't working. Start saying yes to things that you can do to move yourself forward. So it's important at this time that you avoid stagnation, right? So just talking about astrology a little, it says here, it's relating this card kind of to fixed signs. You may have you may have Taurus, Leo, Scorpio, or Aquarius in your chart somewhere as well, because those fixed signs can generally be stubborn. So if you do, it might, this might be a call to you to realize that you have a tendency to be stubborn and kind of dig your heels in. And so if that's what you're doing right now, digging your heels in a situation that isn't working, you can change that around and you can just let it go. Release it. Release the situation. Release the negative situation because it's not serving you right now. So hold your vision, because you know that if you have that positive vision, you can use that rattle to push what you want into existence. All you have to do is do the work. You just have to put the work in. That's all, and then you'll get that positive outcome. And just remember that you're just worrying a lot right now. And your advice really is to stop worrying. Okay, so that Five of Pentacles there is telling you to stop worrying. Use your powers of manifestation here to bring in what you want. You've got the very interesting combination. You've got the Empress and you've got King of Wands. And for me, the King of Wands oftentimes is an energy, not necessarily a person. And that's how he appears for me lots of times. And when I get the King of Wands as that energy, it's telling me that I need to be the spreader of positivity, good energy, and action, right? And so that is really tying in for me right now with the Eight of Discs there in your advice position, because these are the positions of this spread. Basically, this is the time period that we're looking for ahead. This is what you need to be aware of. And what you need to be aware of is that you're very powerful right now in manifestation. You've got a lot of, you're just powerful right now, right? You can use that rattle and call spirit to help you in whichever way you want. So you need to remember to use it for good, basically. Your advice is Eight of Pentacles. So just dig down and do the work. And then your final energy at the end of the week is the Five of Pentacles. And this is really telling me to stop worrying. That's your advice there, is to stop worrying. Okay, Aries. Again, like I said, it's a little rough this next week, week and a half, but it's just the spread for the next week and a half. And if you make a plan, sit down, look at your options, take on that King of Pentacles energy and make a plan, this is what you're ending up with. You're ending up with the Ace of Discs, which is solid grounding and solid new move forward. And the Eight of Wands releases that stuck energy. The Eight of Wands gets things moving again and gets things moving quickly. So if you can just make your plan and actually do the work to get it, you're going to see results a lot faster than you can imagine. You're going to see really fast results, which is great. So things will happen for you quicker than you think. Okay, Aries, hope this is helpful. See you next time.